Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live completely cut off from the modern world, where smartphones don't exist, where your entire universe consists of dense rainforest canopies, and where ancient traditions passed down through countless generations still govern every aspect of daily life? Deep in the heart of Palawan Island in the Philippines, there exists a tribe so remarkable, so untouched by modern civilization, that encountering them feels like stepping through a portal into humanity's distant past. The Batac people, one of the most isolated indigenous communities remaining on Earth, have somehow managed to preserve their extraordinary way of life for thousands of years, even as the outside world has transformed beyond recognition around them. What makes the Batac truly extraordinary isn't just their isolation, but their incredible resilience. While other indigenous communities have been forced to abandon their ancestral ways or have disappeared entirely, the Batac have found ingenious methods to adapt and survive. They've become masters of their environment in ways that would humble even our most advanced survival experts. Their story isn't just about preserving the past, it's about understanding what it truly means to live in harmony with nature, and the profound wisdom that emerges when humans truly listen to the world around them. Today we're going to journey deep into their world, exploring not just how they live, but why their continued existence represents something precious that humanity desperately needs to understand and protect. By the end of this exploration, you'll discover why the Batac people might hold keys to survival strategies that could benefit all of us in our rapidly changing world. The Batac people call the mountainous rainforests of northern Palawan their home, inhabiting an area that feels like nature's own cathedral. Towering trees create a natural ceiling hundreds of feet above, while the forest floor remains perpetually cool and dim, alive with sounds that most of us have never heard. This isn't just their neighborhood, it's their entire universe, containing everything they need for survival, spirituality, and cultural expression. Their population numbers are heartbreakingly small, with estimates suggesting fewer than 500 individuals remain. This makes them one of the most endangered indigenous communities in the Philippines, yet their small numbers have actually contributed to their remarkable cohesion and cultural preservation. Every person in their community plays a vital role, and their collective memory spans centuries of accumulated wisdom about forest survival, natural medicine, and sustainable living practices. The Batac language itself is a treasure trove of environmental knowledge. They have dozens of words for different types of rain, each describing specific weather patterns that help them predict seasonal changes and plan their activities accordingly. Their vocabulary includes terms for plant relationships, animal behaviors, and forest phenomena that don't exist in any modern language. When a Batac elder speaks, they're not just communicating, they're sharing a living encyclopedia of rainforest wisdom that has been refined over millennia. What truly sets the Batac apart is their profound spiritual connection to their environment. They don't see themselves as separate from the forest, but as an integral part of a complex living system. Every tree, stream, and mountain has spiritual significance, and their daily activities are guided by beliefs that emphasize balance and reciprocity with nature. This isn't primitive thinking, it's an incredibly sophisticated worldview that has enabled them to live sustainably in the same area for thousands of years without depleting their resources. Their traditional dwellings reflect this harmony with nature. Batac houses are constructed entirely from forest materials, using techniques passed down through generations. Bamboo provides the structural framework, while leaves and bark create weatherproof walls and roofs. These homes are designed to be temporary, allowing the forest to reclaim the space when families move to new areas. This mobility prevents overuse of any single location and demonstrates their deep understanding of ecological balance. The interior of a Batac home reveals the elegant simplicity of their lifestyle. Sleeping areas are raised platforms covered with woven mats, while cooking areas feature clay pots and bamboo containers for food storage. Personal possessions are minimal, consisting mainly of tools, clothing, and ceremonial items. This isn't poverty, it's intentional living that prioritizes relationships, experiences, and spiritual well-being over material accumulation. Food procurement among the Batac showcases their incredible knowledge of forest resources. They practice a form of sustainable hunting and gathering that ensures long-term abundance rather than short-term gain. Men typically hunt wild pigs, deer, and various birds using traditional bows and arrows, but they follow strict protocols about which animals can be taken when hunting is appropriate and how much can be harvested from any area. Women specialize in gathering forest plants, fruits, and vegetables, possessing encyclopedic knowledge about which species are edible, medicinal, or useful for crafting materials. They can identify hundreds of plant species by sight, smell, and touch, understanding not only their immediate uses, but also their seasonal availability and ecological relationships with other forest inhabitants. Their agricultural practices blend traditional farming with forest stewardship. They practice a form of shifting cultivation that allows forest areas to regenerate naturally between growing seasons. Rice cultivation takes place in small clearings that are used for a few years before being abandoned to return to forest, while new clearings are established elsewhere. This rotation system maintains soil fertility and prevents the environmental degradation that often accompanies permanent agriculture. The Batac have developed remarkable preservation techniques for extending the life of harvested foods. They smoke meats and fish using specific wood combinations that impart both flavor and natural preservatives. Fruits and vegetables are dried using traditional methods that concentrate nutrients while preventing spoilage. These techniques allow them to maintain nutrition during seasonal variations in food availability. Traditional medicine among the Batac represents centuries of experimentation and refinement. Their healers, known as Babaylan, possess detailed knowledge about medicinal plants and their applications for treating everything from common ailments to serious injuries. They understand which leaves can reduce fever, which roots can treat digestive problems, and which bark preparations can accelerate wound healing. What makes their medical practices particularly impressive is their holistic approach to health. Batac healers don't just treat symptoms. They address underlying imbalances in a person's relationship with their environment and community. Healing ceremonies often involve the entire community and incorporate spiritual elements that address both physical and emotional well-being. Their diagnostic techniques rely on careful observation of physical symptoms combined with understanding of the patient's recent activities, emotional state, and spiritual condition. Treatment might involve medicinal plants, ritual cleansing, dietary modifications, or changes in living arrangements. Recovery is seen as a restoration of harmony between the individual and their broader community and environment. The social structure of Batac society emphasizes cooperation and collective decision-making. They don't have rigid hierarchical systems or centralized authority figures. Instead, decisions are made through community discussions where elders provide guidance based on traditional wisdom, while all adults contribute perspectives based on their experience and expertise. Leadership roles are fluid and situational. The person best qualified to lead a hunting expedition might be completely different from the individual who guides spiritual ceremonies or mediates community disputes. This flexible approach to leadership ensures that the most knowledgeable and capable people guide specific activities while preventing the concentration of power that can lead to corruption or abuse. Child-rearing practices emphasize learning through observation and participation rather than formal instruction. Children accompany adults during daily activities, gradually acquiring skills and knowledge through hands-on experience. By adolescence, most Batac young people possess comprehensive survival skills and deep understanding of their cultural traditions. the Batac face tremendous challenges in the modern era. Illegal logging operations have encroached on their traditional territories, destroying habitats and disrupting the ecological balance that their lifestyle depends upon. Mining activities threaten to contaminate water sources and further fragment their forest home. Tourism development brings both opportunities and risks, offering potential economic benefits while threatening cultural dilution. Climate change presents particularly serious challenges for a community so intimately connected to natural cycles. Changing rainfall patterns disrupt traditional agricultural timing, while shifting temperature ranges affect the distribution and behavior of forest species they depend upon for food and medicine. Government policies intended to help indigenous communities sometimes create unintended problems. Well-meaning programs to provide modern housing, education, or health care can inadvertently undermine traditional knowledge systems and cultural practices. The challenge lies in supporting Batac welfare while respecting their autonomy and cultural integrity. Despite these challenges, the Batac have demonstrated remarkable adaptability. Some community members have learned to navigate interactions with government officials and outside organizations, serving as cultural ambassadors who can communicate their needs and perspectives to the broader world. They've developed strategies for selective adoption of outside technologies and practices that enhance their well-being without compromising their core cultural values. Educational initiatives led by community elders focus on ensuring that traditional knowledge continues to pass to younger generations even as external influences increase. These programs emphasize the practical value of traditional skills while helping young people understand how to maintain cultural identity in a changing world. The Batac have also begun documenting their traditional knowledge in collaboration with researchers and conservationists. These efforts help preserve cultural information while providing valuable insights for sustainable living practices that could benefit broader society. Their story offers profound lessons for our modern world. In an era of environmental crisis and social fragmentation, the Batac demonstrates the possibility of living in genuine harmony with nature while maintaining strong community bonds. Their sustainable practices offer models for resource management that prioritizes long-term abundance over short-term profit. Perhaps most importantly, the Batac reminds us that human happiness and fulfillment don't require endless material accumulation or technological complexity. Their emphasis on relationships, spiritual connection, and environmental stewardship suggests alternative paths to well-being that our consumer-driven society has largely forgotten. The continued existence of the Batac people represents more than cultural preservation. It represents hope. I hope that humanity can rediscover sustainable ways of living, hope that we can rebuild connections with the natural world, and hope that different ways of being human can survive and thrive even in our rapidly changing world. Their forest home may be small, but the wisdom it contains could help heal our entire planet.